So I don't know if you remember, but I made some comment about not wanting to test any flashlights during the late spring, summer, and early fall because of reduced daylight. I found it to be more of a pain in the butt. So I really had kind of resigned myself to no flashlight reviews or testing during that time. But then I saw this light, the Wuben T4. And you'll notice it says lightweight tactical easy carry light. Their nomenclature, the easy carry light. 5-year warranty on all Wuben product, by the way. But I like Wuben. I've messed with their stuff before and had really good success with it. But like I said, I was kind of holding off. But then I saw this, and I'm like, man, you know, I've got that soft spot in my heart for tactical lights. And this one's a smaller light. It claims 850 lumens, but 40,000 candela. And that was interesting to me. So in terms of total output, it's not the brightest light out there, but in terms of candela, it's darn close to the one that I carry on my duty belt in a much smaller package. So I was like, man, let's try this out. Let's open it up and see what we get. So like I said, they very much kind of piqued my curiosity. And same thing with their little accessory, the flashlight ring. We'll get to that in a second. CJRB knife here, by the way. I did a review on this little button lock. Man, this is such a nice little knife. I digress, but let's talk about this light. Wuben has been stepping up their packaging a little bit too. I have noticed, not that people buy these things for the packaging so much, but there we go. Yeah, thank you for using Wuben. Very nice of them. This looks like Destructions. No, okay, so spare O-rings and the manual. I will definitely refer to that later. Look at how small this is, a little fat. There's a battery insulator as usual, but seriously, I mean, this is super, super short. I'll post the stats in terms of weight and overall size, but it's a little baby. I love that. It's going to come with, I'm sure, charging accessories and such. Yeah, so they've done the lanyard / charger, I think, all in the same package. Yeah, so we've got USB-C charger and its own lanyard. Those are always pretty cool. I find that to be a nifty. Oh, and it's got rulers on it too. Centimeters only. If you're an English guy, you're out of luck. Always a nifty little addition that Wuben does. And I'm assuming we unscrew, yes. There's the insulator, the actual battery, single cell, nicely sealed against weather. You can feel that. So it's got 3 modes, a lock mode, a duty mode, and attack mode. You have to pull this to change modes. I know there's a charging port in here somewhere. We unscrew this, and that will reveal the charging port. So it's weatherproof as well. So you don't need to disassemble it to charge it. Nice pocket clip. I'll charge it and then go through the modes. And let's check out this ring thing too, shall we? Unscrew the tail cover, insert the tactical ring into the barrel, and then tighten the tail cover again. So, and I think that has to go there or there over the pocket cap, or the pocket clip, sorry. Then to switch modes, yeah, you can still do it with the pocket clip. There's the middle end. Can't read it though. So we put a finger through it and we get this. There is a glass breaker that I'm probably not going to test on any of my glass. You can use it one-handed and you can, oh, I like that. Okay, so that's not bad at all. And this can be a bigger pocket clip too. So I don't know that I would EDC it with this, but I think that if I want to put this on my belt, I think that would be pretty freaking awesome, actually. I don't know. I'll play with it. I'll play with it in all regards. So let's, I'm going to read the manual and let's talk about the modes real quick. Okay, I've removed the tail cap just for visibility on the different modes. Obviously, everybody knows what lock does. It doesn't take a freaking PhD to figure that out. In duty, it says I've got high, medium, and low. There we go. So once you have it on, smaller pushes, there's low, and then high, medium, low, high, medium, low. Good to go. So, and if you just turn it on, I think you get the high every time. Yes, so if I turn it on all the way, it's going to be high, and it goes to high every time, which I like actually for a tack light. And then if I want to switch to a lower mode, I can do that. Okay. And then if I go to the tack mode, its partial touch is going to be the highest, and then a full touch gives me the strobe, or I should say going all the way in. So I like that. High does step down after 1 minute. It goes down to 350 lumens, and it'll run that way for an hour. Medium is going to be 150 for 2.5. Low, 5 lumens for 70 hours. Low's pretty good. I always wish that every light out there had like a moonlight, but in general, that's you know, such a nifty little light. And the Sharpie edges aren't so sharp that I feel like it'd rip up my pockets. So this, man, this is actually smaller than my other newest EDC light. This might legitimately become my EDC slash tack light forevers and evers. I don't know. And side note, by the way, I think I like the duty mode the best. I'm not the hugest strobe fan. If you're a strobe fan, obviously the tack mode is for you. But duty, every time you turn it on, you get full bright or even partial. And then if you want to go through the modes, you kind of have to very consciously turn it on and then partially touch to get through the other modes. But as soon as you turn on or you partially turn on, you get the full again. So I think I like duty the best. You know, obviously your preference may vary. So we'll do some beam shots. We'll do some tests. We'll come back. But thus far, man, I'm really liking the form factor a lot. All right, Wuben T4 indoors. There's the high mode. That's claimed 850 lumens, 40,000 candela. Super bright hotspot, right? You can very easily read the words. That far wall's 10 yards. This close wall is 4 yards. So 10, 4. That's the high mode. If you want to step down, there's medium, and then there's low. And low is still visible. Low is 5 lumens according to the description. So not bad. And then if we go to the tack mode, then partial is high once again. And then there's the strobe mode, or the, I'm gonna get epilepsy mode. So if you partially press, you get all the lumens. And then if you full press, you get the strobe. I don't love that, but like I said, for your purposes, it may work. I like the regular duty mode, where if you just full press, you get all the lumens, and then partial presses gets you the others. So pretty wide range of usable lights. Let's go check it outdoors. All right, so mid-range outdoor shot. From here to the tree line's a little over 20 yards, and that is the high setting right there. Nice, good hot spot. Obviously easy to see the fence, but the tree line, like I said, about 20 yards. If we step it down to medium, still visible. Low, you're not seeing anything, but that's not the point of low. So not bad for the trees. And now the real test. Down there, that street light all the way down there is probably about 180 yards, but if we look, we can see the street sign. That is every bit of 180 yards. I don't know if you can see it on video, but I'm getting the reflection back from it. So you can see cars on the street. You can make out the fire hydrant there. So it really does have a lot of candela. You know, for something this small, the amount of distance it gives you is pretty freaking impressive. And it's warm to my touch, but it's not really burning the crap out of me. So this, man, it's not bad at all. I'm not unhappy with it. Now, if I step it down to the medium, obviously I'm gonna lose a lot, and then low, you're not seeing anything, but the whole point of this really is that high setting. So that's pretty impressive, I like it. Okay, so I spent about the past 2 weeks with the Wuben T4 Miniature Tactical Light. I don't think that's their term for their light. They call it an ECL, or Easy Carry Light, but from my perspective, it is a smaller tactical light. And like I said, 2 weeks with it. Here's my thoughts. One, I did measure the output in terms of lumens and candela, and the claimed is 850 lumens at 40,000 candela. My measurements were a little bit less. I saw 756 lumens and 35,300 candela. Take my measurements with a grain of salt. Remember, my measurement protocol is a styrofoam cooler and a $30 light meter from Amazon. So it is what it is. But understand that even with it putting out slightly less than what they claim, at least via my testing, the closest competitor I can find for that small 18350 light in terms of tactical lights puts out 680 lumens, and I want to say somewhere around 69,000 candela, which is a lot. That light costs 5 times as much as the Wuben T4. I did not stutter, I didn't make that up. 5 times as much. And the Wuben T4 price is very palatable. Like, I don't find it to be offensive at all. And I think it's a price that anybody can handle. So I like the Wuben T4 from a lot of perspectives, not the least of which is price. But 2, how does it carry? I guess that's the big thing. If you've got a big, huge tactical light, you can hang it on your belt. There's a lot of things you can do it, maybe to hang it on your armor, you know, depending on your use. But for something that is small like this fits in a pocket. Like, you could very easily just throw it in your pocket. I mean, mine was just in my pocket. And I've been carrying this at work, at home, around for errands, day and night for the past 2 weeks. And I thought it would be onerous. Like, I thought the ring would kind of be a pain in the butt. You know, I had a lot of thoughts about it, but none of them really proved to be true. It just fits in the pocket very nicely, even with this ring. And I'll talk more about the ring in a second, but understand that I think this is a really good idea for somebody who doesn't want to carry a bigger light, and maybe they don't have like a dedicated pouch or some carry system and they just want to throw something in their pocket. I think this suffices for that very, very well. One of the big things I like about this light is user interface. There are some lights that have a lot of switches, dials, switch combinations, multi-modes, like all sorts of stuff. And I find that to be very confusing. I want simple, and I especially want simple in a light that bills itself as a tactical light. And so for this one, it's cake, right? You have a lockout mode where if I put it in the lockout mode and I hit the button, nothing happens. And there's no weird like half lockout, 3/4 lockout or anything like that. If you put it in lockout, the button won't work. And then it's very easy. You just throw it in a pocket, pouch, purse, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just throw it in there. You don't have to worry about this thing going off and either burning out the battery or melting a hole in something. Those are considerations when you've got a light that doesn't have a lockout mode. If I turn it over 1 to the duty mode, then I get full power, and then I can step it down if I wish. And that, for EDC purposes, like this is the 5 lumen mode, like if you just wanna see what's going on or you're looking for something and you don't want to shine a ton of light all over the place, good to go. And then it's very easy if I turn it off and then turn it on again, we default back to the high mode, which for duty purposes or EDC purposes makes a lot of sense to me. And then I know there are some of you guys who are the tactical or strobe fans, and so if I go and put it in the tac mode, if I partially press it, I get the full on, and if I go all the way down, I get the strobe mode, which I know some people are fans of. I'm not, but heck, if you like strobe, this light's got you. Also, switching modes is very easy. You have to pull and turn to switch modes. So the odds of it getting moved to another mode accidentally, while I don't say it's impossible, I'm gonna say it's pretty difficult. And you can do it one-handed, like if you need to switch modes, you can just pull and turn, pull and turn. So like it's lockout now, pull and turn 1 over, duty mode. Did I get, yes, duty mode. So I like the switching, I like the selector. I think it's really kind of dummy resistant, if nothing else. I like that a lot. When it comes to the ring, I was really on the fence about this ring. I thought about not even getting it and just reviewing the light without the ring. I put it on there and I thought, well, I'll throw it in my pocket, I'll run around with it for a few days, and if I hate it, I'll take it off. And as you can obviously see, the ring has stayed. I thought, you know, if I hate it, but it's really been unobtrusive and nice to have so that you can do stuff like this and you can easily rotate the light back around and do light stuff with it. The carbide ring on here, or the carbide punch, I thought maybe that would be pokey in my pocket or annoy me, but it hasn't really proven to be a pain in the butt. The ring is big enough to where if you're wearing gloves, you can still use the ring. If I were going to use this carbide punch, guys, I would probably put on a glove because I think that you're talking about breaking glass or something like that. And even if it's tempered glass, you could probably slice up your hand, or at least scratch it up pretty hard. So if I were going to use it for any hard use like that, I would definitely wear a glove. In general, if you're thinking, man, I don't know if I want that ring or not, it's so inexpensive right now that if you're on the fence about it, guys, I'd just get it with the ring. I would do that. I wouldn't bother ordering it and thinking about the ring another time. Just order them both, and if you decide you hate the ring, seriously, it's a very small price right now. Just set it aside, call it a day. But overall, I've been really and surprisingly so happy with this tactical ring. I really have, and it hasn't gotten in my way. So in general, guys, like I said, who is this light for? I think it's for really almost anybody. Somebody who wants it for work, or somebody who just wants an EDC light that has a lot of punch. You know, in terms of raw output, it doesn't punch that high, but in terms of candela, which really gives you that distance, this light really shines. I'm sorry, I had to say it. It's easy to carry, but it puts out a lot of light at distance, which is one of the things that I look for, and in such a small package that it makes it really easy to use. After carrying this thing for a couple of weeks, I think it's going to go on my recommended list. I'm going to start telling students that if they want a smaller light that has a lot of distance, this is one for them. And like I said, it's very palatable in terms of price. So I think Wuben hits it out of the park with this one. In general, I'm pretty impressed with their offerings because they seem to do things a little different than every other flashlight manufacturer. Like they identify a niche or a need that's not really being addressed in terms of form factor, size, price, or all of the above. And then they put out something that's very thoughtful, very neat, and like I said, nicely priced. So good work, Wuben. I like this light, and it's staying in my pocket. Like I don't, sometimes I sell off or give away lights that I review. This one's staying with me. I'm keeping this one. Guys, if you enjoy this content or content of its ilk, obviously subscribing to this channel gets you more of that. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate any thoughtful feedback or comments. That's all for me right now. Take care, stay safe. I'll talk to you again soon.
Get 'em, Jay.